This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Alyssa Orange from Pig Trail Nation giving us some of her time every Wednesday right about now, and always appreciate that. Hi, Alyssa. How are you?
Hello, guys. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
Yeah, got that right. What's going on for Pig Trail Nation as far as coverage of the SEC tournament is concerned?
Yeah, I shipped Will off this morning, about 9 this morning. It's his first trip to Nashville, and so Will's going to go cover it for us and hopefully experience the city. You know, he's from Rhode Island. He's a New Englander, so he gets to have the full Nashville country music town feel this weekend. I'm excited.
Sounds like fun. Well, I'm sure Ty will be trying to show him all over the place as if he's a real local. I know he used to be.
Yeah.
I know he used to be. He says it's his favorite. This is a great place for a tournament. There's no doubt about that. The women's tournament was there last year. What are your expectations for this tournament? You know, Muss said he's packed 4 polos. Anybody that travels with the team probably has to pack for as many days as the tournament goes. Media members might do the same thing, but some might also be, in their mind, a little more realistic than others. So how many shirts would you pack if you were covering this tournament?
Yeah, I always pack for a full week, and mainly that's because I overpack as a female in general. But I always like to have clothes just to cover the time that I'm there. And so that's just a habit of mine. But, yeah, I think you pack for the week. This is going to be a tough test for the Razorbacks, specifically with the way that the season has ended. And now you're looking ahead at an Auburn game, and you can talk about jumping past that to Texas A&M, a team you have beaten before. They are playing really, really well, and they are one of the hottest teams right now in the country. But you've beaten them before, and you can rely on some of that. It's Auburn you really have to focus on because you haven't beaten Auburn this season. You beat them at home last year, but Auburn is always a really, really tough team. Bruce Pearl is a really good coach, gets his team ready, as does Musselman. So can this Arkansas team get past this first game? That might be their hardest test, in my opinion. Get past that first one, and then you can kind of get some things rolling.
Is there? I know we control our own destiny, Alyssa, but is there any way that Arkansas is worried if they do lose that first game and Auburn makes a run, or a Vanderbilt makes a run, or Mississippi State kind of makes a little run, that we don't make this tournament?
I don't think so. I think that right now, as a projected 9 seed in the latest bracketology, I don't think you drop from a 9 seed all the way out of the tournament. I think that Arkansas is pretty safe. I wouldn't be worried. Crazier things have happened. You watch Texas A&M, who was really hot a year ago. Now they weren't in the same place as Arkansas, go all the way to the championship game, lose. And everyone thought that they had done enough and they didn't make the tournament. I don't think Arkansas is in that same boat. But you just win to make yourself just feel more comfortable. I don't think that going through this tournament, though, and winning is going to move them much out of a 9-8 seed. Losing might drop them to a 10 seed or an 11 seed, which might be an easier road for this Razorback team. Not saying go out there and lose. Please don't do that.
Yeah, I'm not saying that either. And honestly, I think they're not going to get off the 8-9 line, no matter what. No matter what. Because in the committee's eyes, too, they'd be like, you know what? It's better to be a 10 seed than an 8-9 seed. This team's not playing well enough to gain that. I don't know if they view it that way, but that's kind of the way that I view it. Yeah, I'd much rather be a 10.
And there's 8 teams ahead of us that finish the conference. That's why I wonder, are all these teams ahead? Like Florida's not making the tournament. I don't think they're going to win this tournament. Is Auburn a shoe-in? You know, where are they at? But you look at Alabama, A&M, Kentucky, Missouri, Tennessee. I think all those teams are in. And is Mississippi State 100% in as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But I think with Arkansas right now, you got to go back to, the mystical net rankings that no one really can quite figure out how they work. But they're 15 right now in the net, and they've scheduled well, and they've played good teams and have a strong enough schedule that could be their determining factor for the committee when they're looking at Arkansas.
Is there any one particular player, Alyssa, that you want to see step up? You know, you got Mr. Razorback, Debo Davis. Ricky Council can make scoring look easy. Anthony Black, maybe a guy that the last 3 games has kind of faded. Where has he gone? Nick Smith, can score from anywhere. Who do you want? Who do you think needs to have a big series, big game, and for this team to get hot and get on a run?
Yeah, there's so many answers. I would love to see Jalen Graham become a bigger factor because I always feel like he's just offensively something that has been beneficial for the Razorbacks. We have seen postseason Devo. We know what we're going to get from postseason Devo. But truly, I want to see the Mitchell twins be stronger. If Arkansas is going to make a run in this tournament, give me a strong presence down low from the Mitchell twins. Get sharp with the basketball. Don't turn it over. Don't get pushed around down there. We saw a stretch where they were playing so well. There was those 2 games, and I apologize, I don't remember what they were off the top of my head, but they had like 13 blocks in 2 games. And I want to see that be their strength because that is where I think right now this Razorback team can take a big step forward and be competitive if they have a strong presence down low.
That was that South Carolina. It was A&M, South Carolina, Kentucky. Those is kind of those 3-game stretch, where they were kind of balling out.
Exactly. They need that. They need that down low. Look, if you go back to last year, and the biggest step for Arkansas, not that he wasn't playing great all season long, was the way that Jalen Williams rose to the occasion in the postseason. What he did going up against Chet Holmgren at Gonzaga, beating Gonzaga. That's the kind of performance you want to see out of these Mitchell twins.
Well, let's make a little sense of baseball right now. They're winning games, 5 wins in a row. They're playing well, really. I think the team's playing well. I think they're a really dangerous club with the bat, and I think there's room for the starting pitching to grow, and I think that can be a strength. Obviously, the trouble right now is in the bullpen and just trying to figure out who can step into the roles. And you got some good news and some bad news on Cody Frank done for the year and Brady Tigert 4 to 5 weeks. Dylan Carter looked good. He's emerged.
Yeah.
There's other pitchers that are going to get the opportunity, Alyssa. And it's just like if you can hold serve for a bit and get Brady Tigert back, things might be okay.
Yeah, exactly. I think, Austin Ledbetter continues to go out there and grow and get better, and you hope he can take a step forward. Man, you really, I think, of everyone coming out of the bullpen, you got to get a guy like Zach Morris to take that step, right? This is his year. It is his year. And, he had a really good moments against, TCU, and Arkansas was still in that game. And then since then, we just really haven't seen the Zach Morris that we thought we'd see. So if there's any guy, in my opinion, in that bullpen right now, that's who I want to see say, okay, we're flipping the switch. We're moving forward here.
A guy who has taken a step forward is Jace Borfin. And maybe we would have seen it last year if it wasn't for an injury that cost him a few weeks because he seemed to be coming on before that. And, we'll see how it shakes out in SEC play. But Jace Borfin is the kind of hitter that can help carry a team for a while. He's hitting .444, 3 homers, 10 RBIs in 12 games. It's not the numbers. It's how he hits. He hits liners to left center. He jacks them to right field. I mean, he's got a ton of power to right field. You saw that great catch he made taking away a grand slam. He's a good outfielder. I think this is sort of what you thought you might have gotten from Borfin as a top high school player in Oklahoma and a big recruit that OU got, and he was huge out of the portal for Arkansas. Right now, I think Jace Borfin right now is playing the best baseball on this team outside of maybe Jared Wagner.
Yeah, I think so, and I love being able to see who on this team from the year before, and there's not very many of them this year, but who was going to be that guy to be like, this is my team. And this is my team to lead by example. And Jace coming in first year last year, there were so many weapons on this team a year ago, and obviously having that injury, we didn't see him. And now he's kind of woken up and said, this is it. I am the guy for this Arkansas team. I'm going to prove it at bat. I'm going to prove it in the outfield. We saw glimpses of it, last year, like you said, but I really have been impressed with the way that he has just stepped up on a team that's got a lot of unknowns and new guys and trying to figure out how they're all going to gel. And we've heard about the chemistry and how well it was going, and Jace and how well he performed in the Cape Cod League over the summer with Peyton Stovall, and to see it all come together when it matters the most. You just hope, knock on wood, that it's sustainable for a whole season.
You know why I think it's sustainable for the season, and not just for Jace, but for the team. Like, guys will be up and guys will be down. That's just the nature of the game. But all of their hitters that are on right now, they're hitting to the opposite field. You know, this is not a pull team. They have pull power, but they hit the other way. Look at Diggs' home run yesterday for the lead. That was, it was to the left of straightaway center field. Wagner had a huge couple of hits to right field. We think of his power. His power goes all over the place, but he was really focusing on driving it through the right side of the infield. Stovall goes the other way really well. Slavens is even going the other way well. This is a team that is hitting opposite field, and I think they're going to be really tough to pitch to in conference.
I think so, and you love to see that, because there's been some criticism in the past, Bill, of just, this team just wants to hit home runs and that's all. Well, they still hit home runs, but you're seeing them be smart and swing at smart pitches, smart at bat, and if a home run is the outcome of a smart at bat, that's awesome. If it's a line drive to right center field, that's awesome also. And being able to not just be one-dimensional at the plate where, okay, if this guy steps into the box, we know exactly where this is going, and you're not going to surprise us with being able to really put it wherever you want to in the ballpark. And that's been fun to watch for sure.
All right, now let's talk terminology for game-ending plays, because we're going to hear you're going to hear the term buzzer beater like 5 million times in the next 5 weeks. So we all know when it comes to a game-ending shot in basketball, it's a buzzer beater. I don't know any other word for it. Baseball, walk-off is the term that's become very popular in the last 25, 30 years, but it's been reserved for game-ending plays in the last inning, that are really dramatic, that set off some kind of a celebration. But with the run rule, you can have a game-ending hit that makes it a 10-run game. So there really isn't any drama attached to that. But if you're going by the logic of it, it would be walk-off. It just doesn't feel right, because there's not some big celebration and there was no tension anyway. So what are we to call these? I don't like it. These walk-off home runs that go to 10-run rule? Because I don't like calling them walk-off either.
Yeah, I don't like it. And yeah, I texted you immediately because I started getting into it with some lovely people. They truly are. They're funny, and I've built relationships with them on Twitter where they're like, it's a walk-off. It's like, no, it's not. If I'm a baseball player, I don't want to hear that I walked it off against a certain team if I beat them by 10 in 8 innings. No, we run ruled them. There's a little bit of a different connotation to saying a walk-off, which has all those theatrics and drama, and then run ruling, where it was like that we got taken care of business in 8 innings. I knew you were throwing some out there. I was thinking like of a see you later slam,
alliteration goes a long way.
Bomb. Yeah. I liked your mercy mash. If it implies it's a home run.
That's not mine. I saw Tyler Cass in THC
Tyler, that's right.
Little
it
Rock.
Is Tyler Cass, who one of the most creative dudes. Seriously, he could be writing for SNL. He is very creative and very funny. And yeah, there's a lot that you can do, but please just don't call it a walk off. It's just not.
Matt, nobody.
You already had the lead going into the inning.
It's a run rule. You got run ruled.
Thank you.
Well, you notice nobody.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There is no terminology for this in football, right? There's no walk-off anything in football.
If you were to have basketball or football in grade school, they run the clock. Once you get to, if you're up 20 in basketball, they just keep the clock running until the game runs out. But there's no clock in baseball, so you're trying to get those outs. But that's what they usually do in those sports.
In football, wouldn't that be like a Hail Mary? Like a Hail Mary.
Yeah, but if you're down 17, it doesn't matter. Like you're saying, it's not a walk-off. Yeah.
Mercy mash, waxed and wallop, torture tater, the blowout bomb. Do any of these stick? I'm going strictly with alliteration.
A run rule ribby.
The run rule ribby. That's good. Yeah, you can get this. You can get this stuff copyrighted and print them on T-shirts, and you can be a millionaire.
I always like it when the fans and they start to hand out their keys. You know, they start making their keys jingle.
Get the bus ready.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
That's a good way to look at it. Maybe we can
Not a walk-off.
Start getting the keys out. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not a walk-off. It just doesn't. It doesn't feel right. We got to figure this thing out because this whole run rule thing is still new for SEC games.
Yeah. Yep.
Alyssa, we'll leave it there. Appreciate you as always.
Guys.
We'll be watching Pig Trail Nation for your coverage of the SEC tournament, and of course, we always appreciate these visits on Wednesdays. Thank you.
Yeah, always love it, guys. See you next week.
Thanks, Alyssa.
Alyssa Orange from Pig Trail Nation. A little bit of help on what is and what is not a walk-off. All right, we have phone lines open coming up at 877-377-6963. David in Fort Smith calls it a runoff. Jesse in Mountain Home, the finisher. That's a good one. That'd be now that would be a great nickname for a ball player who's known for hitting walk-off home runs. The finisher, a little wrestling nickname. Almost sounds like the Punisher. Bus Ready Bomb from our Hot Springs favorite mailman. That's not bad. Send me your new terms for a run rule home run, because walk-off ain't going to do it. We'll be back with halftime after this.
BetOnline remains your number one source for all your sports betting this season. Everything from the NFL and bowl season to esports. You'll find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. BetOnline features live betting, free contests, and live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable. We're the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite leagues and events. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. Bet Online, where the game starts.